am super excited for today's episode. I have Madison and Cierra, and they are the brains behind California Cowgirls. And as the listeners and viewers know, I always love talking to women in agriculture in the Western industry, but even more so when they are from California and we have that as a connection. So these ladies are in Southern California though, and they are working and operating their own boot business, and they have a very fun and unique spin on it. So ladies, without taking away your thunder, if you wouldn't mind just telling us a little bit about yourselves and this business.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to end up talking over her the whole time. So feel free to say it right back, because I'm always the one that ends up talking. But I'm Madison. This is Cierra. Our last name's Allen, and we are the California Cowgirls. Like you said, we're from Southern California, and we're about as south as you can go. So we're like 20 minutes from Mexico, and I don't know, 15, 20 minutes from Arizona. So like right in that bottom little corner, just to give you a view of that. And we are connected to the ag side of all this a little bit. Our dad is an alfalfa farmer, broker of hay and stuff. So that's how we connect ourselves to that. But what was the original question?
we like to say that we're like fake cowgirls, right? The whole movement right now is like a cowgirl can be anything, and we aren't exactly like, we don't have horses and we don't go ride every day, but we still like to call ourselves cowgirls. So hence the name, the California Cowgirls.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you just brought that up, because like you said, there's this movement going around, and it's kind of like this battle between like the cowgirls, the real cowgirls, and the people who want to be involved, which I hate the fact that like real cowgirls, like what does that even mean? Like you're as cowgirl as you feel and a cowgirl as you want to be, right? So exactly. We're glad that you want to be a part of the industry, and the fact that you guys have created a business around it is awesome. So I do want to get into that a little bit. So you mentioned your dad is involved in agriculture. Now, were y'all, as you grew up, I mean, were you involved in livestock, 4-H, FFA, anything like that?
Oh yeah. We did, here we call it 4-H, like FFA. We did it all 9 years. I think you can start at 9 years old, and we did it all through high school, and we showed sheep, and we have all the belt buckles to prove it.
Sheep, which we still wear to this day.
Right. They're still in our photo shoots. But yes, sheep were our animals. And then, you know, like when you win round robin, you're in all the other animals. So we're very involved in that. And we're saying fake cowgirls. We actually never rode horses. Our rule was that our animals could never be taller than us.
We're also both 5 feet tall, so there wasn't many options besides smaller animals.
Right.
So yeah, we did sheep growing up, but we were around all of them as well on the farm.
Our entire community is an agriculture community. It's what the whole livelihood is down here. So we're definitely very connected to it in every which way possible.
Yes, our grandpa was a farmer, our dad's a farmer, so yeah, not ranchers but farmers.
So that's awesome. And so when you guys decided that you wanted to start doing the boot thing, where did that start and where did that come from?
So I have a whole story. When I was 16, I worked at a place here, just like, it's kind of like a country club, where I was a waitress in high school. And this girl came in with bright turquoise cowboy boots. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need those. But obviously at 16, I couldn't afford like $2,000 cowboy boots. But I told myself like, okay, someday I'm going to have those. Well, fast forward to Stagecoach 2019. So almost like 3 years ago now. Crazy to think that I wanted those turquoise cowboy boots, and I still couldn't afford them. And growing up, I've always been very artistic. I've done commission artwork. If you have seen on our website, we also sell copies of my paintings. And so I thought, what the heck? Like, let's try, like, I have dyed other like clothing types. I'm like, why not try to dye cowboy boots? So I got on Poshmark and bought a pair of cowboy boots for $16 and sanded them down. I had like Googled it and researched it. And I'm like, I had tried to dye a leather chair like prior. And I was like, same thing. Why not? Let's see if it works. and I dyed a pair of cowboy boots bright turquoise for Stagecoach, and everybody loved them. And so I like kind of played around with it after that. Like I have, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 pairs that I just like played with. And then come 2020, when we're all sitting around twiddling our thumbs with nothing to do, I am very artistic, but I have no technical skills. We are very yin and yang when it comes to that. I am the art and Cierra is the brains. So I convinced her, like, we need to do this. Like, I really think this is a thing. Like, girls, you can't just like buy pink cowboy boots for like under $1,000.
Right.
And
we had also gone to Nashville the year prior for my birthday, and we show up with our own decorated, painted, dyed cowgirl boots, and everybody's like, what are you wearing? And that's how also that started.
Yeah, true. I forgot that part. So yeah, cut me off anytime. But so we just like, so August 31st of 2020, I had a Instagram that was called Mad's Paint Shop that just like sold all my paintings. And on August 31st, 2020, it had 160 followers. And from that day, we deleted everything out and changed it to the California Cowgirls, because we went round and round on names on what to call it. And from there, we were kind of like buying them on Poshmark and just
upselling.
We were upcycling. Like we started it off by upcycling, just taking old boots, sanding them down. And it took a lot of work, to grind it down and get them to where we wanted to then dye. Cause like, I know I say paint, but technically we're dyeing them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was only August of 2020. And then for NFR 2020, everybody wanted them and I couldn't make them fast enough. Everybody's like, oh, can I have the stars in a size 7? And I'm like, well, they're one of a kind. I can only do so many. And everybody's like, oh, I want them square toe. And there was just too many demands, and it was kind of a bummer. It was bumming me out major that I couldn't like make what people wanted. So again, bring back the technical side. I'm like, okay, we got to figure out how to do this. And she did all the research on finding us our own. And we finally found so now we have our own snip toe cowboy boot that's made just for us, that we now can dye any color, paint any, realistically can do pretty much anything for you. So there we go. That's how it became what it is today.
Okay. Such a cool story. The fact that turquoise boots, and then it evolved into a business, obviously. So when you say that you were grinding these boots down and then dyeing them, like, okay, like obviously that's the process behind it. And then how do you seal it, or how do you get it to have like the finish to where it looks like a leather again?
Yeah. Well, it's leather dye. So it's really thin, so you can still see the leather through it. And then once I put, the glitter, whatever the heck else you want on there, there is a leather sealer that's made just for leather that I'm putting on top of it. So yeah, they're not going to crack. That's one of like the main questions I get is like, will they crack? And I can't say they never will.
They are custom handmade.
Yeah, they're custom handmade boots. They're pretty boots. They're dancing boots. They're not made to go out and feed the cows. Everybody has 2 pairs of boots, right?
Right.
Like, these are definitely not those. But we can say for ourselves, we made our own. Like obviously we started out our own with the snip toes that we have now, and I made them in January, and we wear them all the time, and they don't have any cracks. They have scuffs, just like any regular pair of boots, but so far they're doing pretty good. So they, as of a year, they won't crack.
They look and feel like a glossy leather
they look finished. They're not going to fall apart for sure. Like I definitely have some that have fallen apart on the ones that we were sanding down.
The OGs.
Yeah, the OGs.
The trial samples, right?
Yeah. Yes, we have buckets of them, but we still use them for photo shoots. But yeah, they're brand new, ready to go for you.
Awesome. Okay. So then, like you said, it evolved, you needed more, trying to keep up with everything. And then the colors. So do you guys you said you can pretty much do anything within reason, but do you have like a set color scheme that you'll use, or is it pretty much like if someone can think it, you can do it?
Kind of both.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to say like anything custom, let's do it. Like I mean, I am pretty confident in my art skills. I can pretty much paint anything. But when it comes to like layers on the boot, if you've ever thought about painting a car, you know how they like take the tape off, put new on.
Right.
So yes and no. Like, I mean, I really, color wise, I can make you pink, purple, green, any color you want of a solid. When it comes to stars or heart design on it, that's where we get a little iffy, because then we get people asking for like, I don't know, cow aliens, and it gets a little much. You should see some of the things that people ask for. But within reason, I can customize your boots.
And we are always open to, like, if somebody's like, you know, on our page we have to say, you know, pink with silver stars, and they're like, you know, you guys don't have purple with silver stars, but can you do that? We're totally open to
Absolutely.
that.
Awesome. Yeah, so sorry, on our website, there's like 10 or I don't know, 20 pairs that you can buy automatically, like right then and there. I can make them for you. Or if you can also like write in if like some people want to put their cattle brand on them or different things. We are very open to custom as well.
Awesome. And you hand paint all of it, correct?
For right now, yes, we're doing all of the work. So that's why I like preface it by saying they could take 2 to 4 weeks. Right now, I'm very caught up on orders, but when they start piling up, I'm only one person and we both still have day jobs. So, you know, we work 8 to 4, 8 to 5, and then we come home and do this. Obviously the goal is to not do that, but for right now we are hand making all of them. So they could take up to 4 weeks for you to receive them.
Awesome. Okay. I think the full picture has been painted for me. Hopefully for listeners and viewers, you also feel like you understand the process and you have a better idea of the work and the creativity and all of that goes into this. So like big picture, where do you see this going for y'all?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. We just paid to have a booth at NFR 2022.
Awesome.
So, I mean, that's the goal right now, is for everybody to be able to try on boots there. Little side note on there, just triggered in my head. We also do wider calf boots. We know that's like an issue for a lot of people. A regular cowboy boot has a width of 14 inches around the calf, and we actually also carry 16 inches. So that's why if you like look at our drop down menus, you can order a size B or a size C.
Okay, so, awesome. And so like at NFR, obviously y'all have pretty much set styles that you're kind of known for and have stocked pretty frequently. So is your plan to have, you know, like the cash and carry type situation, and then also be taking custom orders?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, we definitely want to have something you can take right there, but it also be like, you don't want them right now, like we'll do them once we get home in, you know, 2 weeks, and then send them to you. Yeah.
Awesome.
For 2022 though, just not
right.
20.
Yeah. Right. I think that's going to be huge for y'all. I think it's going to be big time. And obviously you'll have a year in preparation and continue to grow everything. And y'all have only been, you know, actively in business here for a year. I think this week you said on Instagram earlier, and I think you mentioned it even at the beginning of the interview. So, I mean, y'all have grown rapidly in a short amount of time.
Yes, it's been a roller coaster, but it's so fun, like, to see people that the coolest part is people that we don't know are like wanting to wear something we create. Like that's like a dream come true for me.
When we get tagged on Instagram that like somebody that we don't know like bought boots from us, and they're like tagging us, we're like, look, that's us.
Like, you don't understand, like you're making my dreams come true. So yeah, we don't really know where like the goal of where we want it to be, but we definitely want to grow it. Right now we're focused on NFR 2022. So we're going to keep making like the stars and the plain colors. We'll definitely have a bunch of those in stock then. And then, like she said, we will take other orders. We're open to other ideas.
Hopefully we'll see lots of people at NFR this year wearing them.
Yes.
And then little kids is the next thing. Everybody wants to know if we can make like mommy and me. So hopefully by like, I don't know, spring 2022, we will have little kids to match.
Cute. That'll be so stinking adorable. I can like picture them now, you know, everyone loves getting the personalization for themselves, but then I feel like even in the Western industry, like that's such a big thing for customization for your kids. So that's going to be big when you guys pull that off.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, slowly but sure.
So let's talk about too. So you guys also have day jobs and then you're doing this as well. So how do you balance that? I mean, I personally understand that battle. It's a lot and
We're terrible at it.
Yeah.
We don't sleep.
Neither do I. It's yeah. So as far as the balance, maybe not so much, more of the go 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 type of mentality, but and how is it working together as sisters and that dynamic as well?
Like you said, we're definitely the like yin and yang, and like we get along very well and sometimes, but like it's still your older sister and your younger sister that, you know, like to bother you and annoy you. But I think we try and work through it really well, and, you know, get your good and bad moments, but your sisters, you know,
Yes.
and like every little sibling, you know, you kind of yell at each other and then you're hugging the next moment. So it works.
We definitely fight. Yeah. But like we said, like we're total opposite is why I think it works. Like, I am kind of all over the place, as you've probably picked up, and Cierra's calm, cool, and collected. And she's like, no, we have to do this, this, this in this order. And I'm just like, okay.
Here's the Excel spreadsheets. Please look at this right here.
And I'm like, let's just paint all the things. It works. We're a good team. We always say like our significant others would hate this person because we have the, you know, the opposites attract type of a thing going on. So yeah, white and black, yin and yang.
Yeah, you guys even dress the part, right?
Yeah. We do it because we look so much alike that half the time, like, we answer to each other's names like all the time.
Yeah, we're actually 3.5 years apart too. So
okay, that was gonna be my next question is what's the age difference? So
yeah. Yes, I am 26 and Cierra is
23.
Okay, awesome. And I mean, I just know this because we figured out that we have a mutual friend, and I know where you went to college. But how, as far as like education wise, what were y'all's majors? And this is a weird question, but like, have you been able to apply them to what you're doing now, or how has that been as far as the role that you're in now?
Cierra has a way cooler day job and degree than I do. I have just a general business administration degree. But I also have a little, like I said, we're in a really small town. I think we have 20,000 people here, but I have a little side business. I do spray tans. So I am definitely using my degree to an extent, you know, like learning taxes and all that good stuff. So I use it there. And then obviously this is a business as well. But I'm the creative brains. I'm not the business brains. Cierra, I'll let her tell you about her job and her degree because she's way cooler on that end.
Not way cooler. It's just a lot different. I went to UC Davis and I have a degree in international agriculture. And so I'm a policy and communications director at an agriculture nonprofit. So I I definitely like use a lot of the communication and like just tools that you learn when you're like have a very like at a very broad range degree. It was a little bit of literally everything you could possibly imagine under the sun. So I think I definitely do use it to some degree, but I don't know if I would say like on an everyday basis for this side of the job anyways.
Yeah. And the only reason I asked that is because I think, you know, there's the way education is right now, and the major thing as far as like, oh, you hear so many people of, oh, I got this as my major, but I'm doing this now and I didn't use it. And again, the only reason I ask is because usually there's something interesting in your day job that connects to it. And then without even you realizing it, it then connects to the business that you're trying to grow. So that was my thought process behind asking you all that question. But cool. Tell me a little bit more about the why you guys wanted to, well, let me rephrase that. Social media, right? I mean, it's everything right now in terms of marketing, communications, all of that. How have you guys adapted and figured out, as this whole Western fashion thing is like literally blowing up in front of our eyes, how have you guys used that to your advantage? Obviously being boots, that's going to be a big key thing for y'all?
I think it also started just like us following like, you know, Western influencers, if you want to like start that. And we followed all kinds of Western boutiques, and we love fashion. We've gone to NFR lots of times, and we never, I mean, like a lot of the boutiques, they have boots and, you know, they have shoes in general, but there was never anybody like that was, you know, there's a few really, really big companies that obviously like we would love to have some of their boots, but we didn't have any, there was never like any like somewhat affordable for like the young 20 something girl that wanted fun cowgirl boots. And we noticed that looking at Western influencers and Western boutiques. And so I think that's kind of where we also got started with the idea of like, we could do this not only because like we had this idea about boots, but also like it's not a huge like saturated market.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no like, I mean, there's a few, obviously you can like think of the ones that are like on the cheaper end, but I think ours are very high quality for such an affordable price. Cause you know, our target market is girls roughly our age. You're going to concerts, you're in NFR, they're going out, they want sparkly, cute boots. And there was no boutiques that had those.
Especially colorful ones.
Especially colorful ones.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you guys have really found a niche that's people are not doing. So I applaud you on that, and you're doing it well, clearly. So I'm excited to see how things grow for y'all.
Yes, us
we
too.
are too.
And then it totally helps that our mom is she's not like, she doesn't do it full time, but she's a professional photographer. So that's why like all of our Instagram pictures look, you know, on fleek.
There you go. There's your secret to your recipe, right?
Yeah. Huge shout out to her. And she like doesn't even care to be mentioned. And like, you can make so much money on Instagram.
Everybody sounds like, you didn't tag the photographer. We're like, she doesn't want to be tagged.
Exactly.
She doesn't want you to know.
No, she does it for fun because she just likes to do it. So
it truly is a family affair.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yes. We constantly have, you know, full on business talks with our father at the, you know, dining room table also. So it's definitely a family affair.
That's funny you say that, because I relate to that very much so. And I think that something about people in agriculture and trying to run their own small businesses that obviously are working with their family, like it's not just you and your sister, obviously, like your whole family is supporting that. And the more people that I've talked to about this, like it's their mom, dad, brother, sister, like it's the whole family. And I know even just personally from my mom and I's business, it really helps when you have a supportive system backing you up. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I want to hear more about yours too.
Yes, we'll have to chat about that, because I want to focus on y'all today.
Sorry.
You're good. I don't want to steal y'all's thunder. My last kind of question here before we wrap things up is, being young women, connected to agriculture, connected to the Western industry, owning your own businesses, having full-time careers as well, what is something that you wish maybe some other people and other women knew about juggling all of that and, trying to keep focus on the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes?
You want to take that or me?
So the question is something that we want other people to realize about juggling businesses.
Yeah, being a young woman in the industry.
Yeah.
I think a big thing is like, I know a lot of women feel like this, especially being like a young woman, is like, you have to like stand your ground, but also like help and like rely on people too, as like, you know, we get a lot of like business advice from our dad, and like we're not afraid to admit that, because like we need the help. But also I think like I've also dealt with a lot of people in the Western and in the agriculture industry as a young woman, and like it's hard. Anybody will admit that. I think you just have to know to stand your ground and not feel like a little girl, which a lot of the time you do. But I definitely just say like, own yourself and believe in yourself, as cheesy as that sounds.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna think you're awesome if you don't think you're awesome.
Yeah, it's one thing that our dad taught us is that we're not lacking in confidence.
We don't lack in confidence, that's for sure. And then to just like own who you are. Like, I think that is something that like I've always looked up to other people for. And I think that's part of why our business is successful, is because, you know, like whatever it is you do, whether it's you know, multi-level marketing, or it's just being a mom, and like I don't want to say just being a mom, or it's being a mom, like whatever it is that your thing is, just own it. Like be you.
Yep, absolutely. Well, ladies, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedules and fitting me in between a pair of custom boots. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm so excited to see y'all grow and can't wait to see you at NFR next year. Congratulations on a year, and I think you guys are going to kill it moving forward.
Thank you so much.